Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello and welcome back to Morning Mindset. I got it right that time. That's right. I am your host, Paul Markle. Thank you once again for joining me for this show, for sharing this with other people, for leaving comments on your favorite podcast application, whatever that happens to be. Today we're going to talk about what lifts you up. We all get down. We all feel down at certain times. We go through highs and lows in our lives. That's what life is all about. That's natural. But what we need to focus on is not so much the things that get us down, or when we do get down, when we feel low, when we feel bummed out, when we feel like we don't want to get out of bed or we don't want to do anything or what have you. We need to focus on things that lift us up. What lifts you up? What makes you feel good? What puts you back on your feet again? Now, Julie Andrews, she sang about it in The Sound of Music. That's right. It was called Favorite Things. And you older people understand this and you know this. You younger people are like, what is he talking about? Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Not whispers. And warm woolen mittens. Those are a few of her favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when she's feeling sad, she simply remembers her favorite things and then she doesn't feel so bad. That's actually a concept that's pretty old, but how often do we think about that? How often when you're feeling down, when you get down, when the blues have taken a hold of you, do you have a plan in place to bring you out of it? Or do you just kind of float along? I know I've been guilty of this. Sometimes I've gotten down or felt like, what's the point? And I don't have a plan, or I didn't put a plan into action. What I want you guys to do is I want you to think about that. Now, it's easy to feel good when everything is going well. Of course, it's natural. When you encounter something that makes you legitimately, seriously, it uplifts you, it makes you feel good. I don't know what it is. It could be a song. It could be a picture that you look at. It could be an episode of a television show. The Office is a classic American television show. I know it was British first, but no one cares about that. There are certain episodes of I like The Office. It's been off the air for a while now, but it's still available on Netflix. And there are certain episodes of the television show, The Office, that actually just make me feel good. There are certain songs that just instantly, it's like an adrenaline rush. It's like a stiff drink or what have you. It makes me feel good. For instance, the band Filter has a song called Take a Picture that when I listen to that song, it instantly lifts me up. So there are older songs that lift me up. For instance, I talked yesterday about Stairway to Heaven. Stairway to Heaven instantly lifts me up because it transforms me back to where I was at the time, and I think about that makes me feel good. Playing my guitar. As I said before, I don't claim to be a musician by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't play for other people, but when I have the opportunity, I sit down by myself and I play, and I don't think about other things. That's the great thing. That's the greatest thing about musical instruments, is that when you're focusing on the instrument itself and focusing on trying to hit the right chords and hit the right strings and all of that stuff. When you're focusing on that, you're not focusing on anything else. You're not focusing on what's got you down or depressed or angry or frustrated or what have you. When I'm playing my guitar, I don't think about what's on Facebook or social media or anything. I just think about good stuff. What lifts you up? Maybe it's a passage that you have read or a poem or a psalm or what have you. Something that if I'm feeling depressed or if I'm feeling like extremely frustrated, I guess, I like to read Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8. If you guys don't know what Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8 is, it was actually turned into a song many, many years ago. But it's a time for everything, and it explains in Ecclesiastes that as humans who inhabit this earth, there's not only time for happiness, there's also time for sadness. There's not time for us for death, but for birth. Birth and death, happiness and sadness, peace and war. There's a time for all things under heaven. And when I read that, I reread it. I mean, I pretty much have it memorized by now, but I'll go back and I'll read it. It puts things into perspective. Sometimes we just need perspective in our life. Sometimes when we get down or we're feeling down or we're bummed out, we just need something to kickstart us, to give us that little bit of perspective, to make things seem like they're not all that bad. Just like Julie Andrews sang about. I don't know, what is the correct pronunciation? Did she sing? She sang. She sung. My English professors. I hope they're not listening to this right now. But so what I want you guys to do when you're feeling good, when you're feeling up, when you're feeling upbeat, and you encounter something, and there may be things that you've never thought about. You're like, you know what? I forgot about that song or that passage or that book or that show or whatever. Set yourself a plan. Set up a defense mechanism or a defense plan. Create your own defensive plan against the blues. Now, sometimes we all need to sing the blues, and sometimes singing the blues is just part of life. And I understand that. You know, that's something that Daryl taught Michael. Singing the blues is sometimes part of life. There's an office joke for you guys. For those of you that get it, congratulations. If you don't know what to tell you. So what lifts you up? And when you find something that lifts you up, make a mental note of it so that the next time you need to enact your plan, your defensive plan against the blues, you can go and do that thing. And appreciate that thing for what it is, whether it's a song, whether it's a passage, whether it's a book, whether it's a musical instrument, whatever it is. Maybe it's just petting your dog. I don't know. But think about that. Consider what it is in your life that lifts you up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you today. Thank you once again for being a part of the Morning Mindset audience. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're sharing it with others. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Share this show with other people. I'm sure that there's at least one person that you know that would get something out of this show. And if you'd like to leave us a message or write us a letter or what have you, go to morningmindsetpodcast.com and you can do that. And if you'd like to get a copy of the book, it's available on Amazon, or you can get signed copies from our website. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.